Hi, everyone. This is Up Next, the show where ideas, creativity, and culture meet what is coming next. I am your host, Sarah Henderson, and today we enter a space that many of us know intimately, but rather name out loud. A space where identity is not fixed, where roles shift, where the work asks different things from us depending on the moment. Today we sit with that truth. We like clarity. We like to believe that when someone asks us what we do, we can answer in a single line and be understood. I am a writer. I am a director. I am an artist. Clean, simple, complete. But creative lives are rarely that neat. Most creatives are not one thing. We are many, and not in a decorative kind of way, not in a way that sounds impressive on paper, but in a way that is sometimes confusing, sometimes exhausting, and sometimes beautiful. You know, there are days when you are the one creating, you sit with your thoughts, you shape something out of nothing. You search for the right words, the right notes, the right movement. And in those moments, the work feels deeply personal. It is yours. But then there are days when you step into a different role. You are no longer the one being seen. You're the one making sure someone else is ready to be seen. You manage, you guide, you hold space, you listen more than you speak, and suddenly the work is no longer just about your voice. It is about helping someone else find theirs. And what fascinates me is not just that creatives have many roles. It is how we move between them. How do you go from being the one on stage to being the one behind it? How do you shift from expression to structure, from instinct to strategy? No, these are not just different tasks. They require different parts of you, different ways of thinking, different ways of being, and yet somehow we learn to carry all of it. But there is also a cost to living this way. When you are many things, you are constantly negotiating with yourself. Which part of me shows up today? Which part of me needs to rest? Which part of me have I been neglecting? And sometimes the question becomes more difficult. Where do I feel most like myself? Is it in the spotlight or in the work that no one sees? Is it in creating something of your own or in helping something else come to life? And what happens when those answers change? But maybe this is also the gift. To live many lives is to understand the work from different sides. To know what it means to be seen and to know what it takes to make that possible. To experience both the vulnerability of creation and the responsibility of building something larger than yourself. And perhaps in that movement, something deeper is formed. Not just skill, not just experience, but maybe This is why we keep on looking out from one side to the other. Because the times when we have to negotiate, the times when we have to ask, which one am I today? This is probably the gift of having a perspective. You see, at some point, every creative who lives this way asks the same question. If I am all of these things, then who am I really? Am I the roles that I take on, or am I the person who moves between them? Is there a version of me that exists beyond the work? And so today we explore that question, not in theory, not in abstraction, but through the lived experience of someone who has learned to navigate these spaces with intention, with care, and with honesty. Someone who understands what it means to create, to perform, and to build for others, and to keep finding her voice in the middle of it. And so today we will be joined by one of Cebu's beloved artists. She is a singer-songwriter, a theater actor, an artist manager, and a creative who has learned to move between roles, between spaces, and between stories. So up next is Lourdes Maglinte. And later on, we will be asking a lot of questions of how she has lived so many lives as a creative. And maybe you're asking, what is a creative? And I think there are many of us who actually are living that kind of life. It becomes like a daily thing, a daily workout. You wake up and you have to do something. You have to create something. And for many of us, we're probably not really aware that entrepreneurs are even the number one creators. They have to come up with something new. They have to innovate. They have to present something that people would want or would have to experience or would have to live with. And so today we are going to have that discussion with Lourdes. And for many of you, you've probably heard her songs. She has had her album. She has been performing. But for me personally, my first experience with Lourdes was in theater. And I was producing a musical, and she was the lead performer. And so my very first experience was seeing her on stage was her as a musical theater artist. Now, we'd say, what do you mean by having many lives? A creative having many lives? Well, for those of you who do more than just one job, you know how it is to really go through the works of having to create something, take on a role, and then you probably have a second job, a part-time work, or just another experience. Maybe it can be an advocacy, maybe it would be an outreach activity, or just a special project, and yet you have different roles. So the kind of life that we would like to talk about belongs in the creative industry. And today, I am so happy that we get the chance to finally have this conversation with Lourdes. Yes, singer-songwriter, theater actor, artist manager. And I think there are even so many more that we can actually use to describe her. But I'd like to welcome Lourdes and maybe ask her that question. When people ask, what do you do? What do you say?
Hello, hi, maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon.
Hi, Miss Sarah.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lourdes. I am a collaborative creative here in Cebu. So rather, I'm a creative collaborator here in Cebu. There,
Yeah.
my thoughts were mixed up, but yes, I'm a creative collaborator here in Cebu. Um, a lot of things actually. Those you mentioned are just some of the work that I do, and overall, it it's surrounded like I surround myself with all things creative from theater, music, production, film. So that's it.
Oh, wow. I mean, that sounds like a lot, you know, and they are a
Yes.
lot. And then they have different job description. They have different scopes,
Yes,
and
different
yet they're
scopes.
connected.
They are connected. Yes, yes, they're
Yeah.
connected. Yeah, very different scopes, very different forms of art, very different disciplines also. And I get the opportunity to work with and learn from different people in the community. Yeah, lahi-lahi gid siya. Like for film, it's very different. A lot of it is in the back end. It's a lot of prep, pre-production, and when it comes to production, a lot of it involves a lot of equipment, um, mainly like scheduling and all that. For theater, it could most of my experience is in musical theater, and
I think that's because you are a singer. And
yes,
so it, you
that's
know,
also one thing.
murag dali ra kaayo para nimo nga musod og musical theater because of course one of the requirements is that you have to be able to sing.
Yes, yes. So yeah, musical theater, that's also a different discipline entirely. It involves like months of preparation. I've had the opportunity to be on stage for musical theater, and in the recent years I've been focusing on like the shadow work, like behind the scenes, backstage, through production.
Or we call them the invisible work, no?
Yes,
The works that
yes.
people don't see.
Exactly. The chaos behind
Yes.
the backdrop, diba? So, kana. And apart from that, I'm also a musician. So, I initially released, I released my debut album 6 years ago, I believe, pre-pandemic, 7 years ago. And after that, I've just been
I
doing.
was there. I
Yes, you
remember. Oh
watched.
my
Yes,
God.
yes, yes.
You were a diva. I mean, wow, the you owned the stage. That was such an experience.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah. So after.
Can you wait?
Yes.
Before you continue, can you remind us the name of the album and
Right.
some of the songs? Because I'm sure that there are those who listen to your song but not necessarily are able to connect that it's actually you.
Yes. So the name of the album is Ruin the Party. I released it last 2019. It's a 10-track album. It's my debut release. And with the title single Ruin the Party, along with 9 other songs. And I released it November 2019 under my record label that time, which is Two to Tango Records. And it's all of my heartbreaks in one album.
Wow.
Yes.
So how many songs?
There are 10 songs, but
Yes.
if we're talking about how many heartbreaks,
Yeah, okay.
how many heartbreaks? I think that was a total of 4 heartbreaks.
Oh, okay.
Spread throughout the 10 songs. So like there are some songs where I combined 2 to 3 heartbreaks.
Oh my God.
You know. But yeah, that was it felt like a lifetime ago, 7 years. But since then, I have been performing live. I've been performing those songs that I released live. But I haven't released anything new yet.
Not yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's something I'm working on this year.
Oh, that's good. Something to look forward to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I stopped you, but I guess I'll let you continue. But I just thought that was important. And it was important for you to actually, share
Yes.
the details of
Yes.
that album.
Yes. You
Yeah.
can find it on all like streaming platforms. It's the album is called Ruin the Party, and my artist name is Lourdes, so it's just Lourdes.
And I remember you dropped a music video for that.
Yes, I did. I did release a music video for Ruin the Party. That was really fun to shoot.
It looks like fun, a lot of fun.
Yes, yes. I got to work with my dear friends in the industry from Fat Boys Production during that time. So we got to shoot the music video. I still remember like the casting for everyone in that music video were my friends. Some of them were friends from college.
Oh wow.
Some of them were friends from theater. Others were like just friends like in my life that hey, I'm shooting a music video. You guys want to join?
So it became like a music party.
Yes,
You know?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I think during that time when we shot the music video, it was also me trying to fight my fears of like the camera, because if it comes to like live performances, be it me as a songwriter, or in general being a performing artist, if it's live performances, that comes to me quite naturally in a sense that I feel like I'm in my element when I'm performing in front of people. But it's different with a camera because I feel like there's no audience, but I'm under this like under a huge like lens ba. And a lot of my insecurities creep in and a lot of my inner demons creep in. It makes me like question about it gives me like body dysmorphia also.
Wow.
So when we shot the music video, I'm like, you know what? This is one way of me conquering my fear, and I want to have fun. And I want to be comfortable in my own skin. And, whatever shape or form anyone is, this is our body. We need to embrace it, love it, take care of it, which is also another thing that happened in my life that involves my body.
And
Yeah.
we will be discussing
Yes,
that. Yeah.
yes.
I mean, you look like you owned that party.
Thank you. It took a lot of takes.
But they captured it. You captured
Thank
how
you.
the essence of that music, and I think everyone can agree. Everyone who has watched that music video can agree that you really look like you owned it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that's good. You owning your body, your whatever everything that goes with it. I mean, I think every woman has that, and we have different ways of coping, conquering our fears, and trying to deal with it on a daily basis.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's good. I mean, how many have you mentioned already? Film, theater, musical theater, music. And then what else?
I also like as a songwriter, apart from writing for myself, like I also want to and have been able to write for other people, like in terms of projects. So I write brand jingles or company jingles. That's also one thing I do. Another thing that I'm exploring is I've been trying to like upskill in my songwriting, where when I write, I don't think of it as I'm writing for myself. Like I have an artist in mind that I really want to write for this person. So I study their catalog, I study their sound, and then I correlate it to like, okay, if I'm going to write a song for them, this is the story I want to tell in their voice. So that's also something that I've been
that is
doing.
something. People will always when we don't do what someone else is doing, sometimes you would think that it's either it's too hard, that's why we're not doing it, or it's too easy because you just make it look easy. You just come out with the song, and as if, yeah, okay, because she's a songwriter, she can just write something down, put some melody, and then that's it. It works. People don't see all the
a lot of
mess,
work.
the work, the hours, the trying to revise, trying to overthink,
Yes.
doubting yourself, and all that.
It's another factor when you have collaborators with you. Like with me, I've expanded to working directly with music producers.
Okay.
And because before, when I released my first album, I was really focused as a songwriter. I didn't have any like I didn't set any intentions on how I would want each song to be produced. I was very focused on my melody and my lyrics, which is kind of the foundation. It is the foundation as a songwriter. But as an artist, I learned that it's also important to be able to like give input and like the give input, set out like the inspiration for the song, the direction of the song. So that's something that I've been learning in the past few years, and I want to apply this year. So yeah, I've been working with musicians and music producers to bring my ideas to life into songs.
That's why you call yourself a creative collaborator, or is it
Yeah.
a collaborative creative?
A
Yes.
creative collaborator, because
Yes.
I learned also in the past few years that siguro around 2016 to 2019, just reflecting like now, in retrospect nga, before I was very closed off as a person. Like when I would create, I would write my songs on my own. It was very personal to me. And then in general, I was just really closed off. I seemed to be an extrovert because I was working with so many people. But I was also a closed book at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it makes sense to a lot of artists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it took me years to realize, you know what? And which is to me now looking at it, before I was kind of hypocritical, kind of brag.
Hypocritical.
Yeah,
Okay,
'cause
tell me
I would
about
always say na, it takes a village.
it.
But before, I would hold myself back from asking help from the village.
Oh,
I would
okay.
hold myself back from, sharing this idea to the village so that we could build it together. Because in my head, I'm like, you know what? I think I can just do it on my own. Like, I'll figure it out on my own. I was always used to that. But it was in the later years when I realized, there is strength in numbers. There is strength in collaborating with people, with building a community. There is strength and beauty in being able to create connections, to nurture it, and to make something out of it, meaning to grow something together.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That sounds really beautiful. Now I'd like to focus on your songwriting part. You as a songwriter. Now we all know that you were very young when you won was that the very first Vespop
Yes, that was the
competition?
first
How
ever
old were
Vispop.
you again? Remind us.
I entered the competition when I was 13.
Oh my God, Lourdes.
Yeah, and then I was 13, and then because like I think the submissions happened the year before screening and all. So the actual event happened by that time I was already 14 years old.
Still very
Yes.
young.
Very young. Still very
Yes.
young. So yeah, my entry for that was laylay. It's the Bisaya word for lullaby.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And I wrote it for my lola.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, she was fighting for her life, and eventually, a year after she passed away.
Was she able to listen to that song?
No,
Oh,
unfortunately.
yes.
Yeah. So, it was for her. Because I came up with that idea. That was the very first Bisaya song I wrote. Also, I was in the hospital. Me and my cousins we nagpuli-puli migbantay.
Yes.
We take turns like taking care of our lola, and then during my time, to take care of her, it was around nighttime, and my lola wouldn't sleep.
Oh.
Iko nga la, you have to sleep. That's the only, like, your body needs to recover, so you need to sleep to get better, the doctor said. And then akong lola, what she said was, mahadlok ko matu kay basig di na ko kamata.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So when she said that, it stuck to me, and then it stuck to me, and it became one of the like lines sa song, reassuring you that I will be here when you wake up.
Oh wow.
Like in your dreams, because my lola loved to baile. She
Uh-huh.
loved to
Yes.
dance.
Ragay
Yes.
kay kaliwatan. No? Yeah.
So,
The,
but she loved to dance, and then moto sa mga damgo mo magbailitang duha.
oh,
Oh.
okay. Wow.
Yeah, so but it was me reassuring her, I'm gonna sing you to sleep, and then you have a beautiful dream, and then I will be here when you wake up.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Murag may
So-
message sa song.
So you were there at in the hospital room, and you had that experience. But you were still, what, 13 years old?
Yeah,
Or
13.
younger. And you
Yeah.
mentioned that this was your first Bisaya song.
Mm-mm.
So this isn't even your first song.
No, it wasn't my first song. My first song, I was still 13 when I wrote my first song. That one I got to write because we were invited randomly, like out of nowhere. Our science teacher in high school invited me to join a songwriting workshop
Oh, wow.
at a Buddhist temple.
Ah!
So and then I'm like, oh, this is so fun.
Here in
I've never
Cebu.
here in Cebu.
Yes.
Yes. And nikuan siya. Si Miss Araneta to. Miss Araneta Landicho, if you're watching.
Hi, Miss Araneta
Yes.
Landicho.
I owe you for everything that has transpired after
Daghan
that
yun na, no?
songwriting
Teacher,
workshop.
sometimes just one
Yes,
teacher
yeah.
believes in you.
It takes one person to believe in
gives
you.
you an opportunity,
Yes.
and then that's it. It's
Yeah.
like you just needed that
Kayo good.
push.
Yeah. Because I think Miss Arnetta noticed nga I really liked writing just like school jingles for just competitions.
Oh, okay.
Inter-year competitions lang. I like doing that, or writing script, etc. So she invited me, and back then I knew my mom wouldn't say yes to it because we'd have to stay like overnight for the workshop.
That was an overnight workshop.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was an overnight workshop. So I'm like, I need to think of a game plan because I really want to do this songwriting workshop. So my classmate and best friend, Jerica Chudorico.
Another singer-songwriter.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm like, kuyog ta.
So sa una pag yun ay mong Jerica.
Yeah, classmates me nagsugod
Uh-huh.
pag high school.
Mhm.
And we clicked right away, enrollment pa lang, because iyang mom, si Tita Maricor, very tabian man pod, and then like nagka-jive lang gid me during enrollment, and after that we've been friends since. So I knew Jerica, like even pag elementary nga, she shared nga she's been writing songs.
Oh,
So I said, you know what, Miss Arnetta, can I bring my best friend? Kami duha kay songwriter siya, miss.
Aha.
Sige, the two of you will join. So muto kami duha. We went there, and then that's where we like met Sir Insoy Ninyal of Missing Philemon, because he was one of the guest speakers.
Oh, okay.
Miss Katski Spina of Tutu Tango Records, and Jude Gitamondok, which is he was the main facilitator, and he's also the founder of Vispop. So
these three who used to be, who were the facilitators or
Yeah.
speakers of that
that workshop.
later on in your career, you're able to work with
Yes,
all of them.
I was able to work. I've had opportunity to work with all of them, and I'm very grateful. I've learned so much along the way.
Who would have thought, no, that 13-year-old would grow up to be, we would say, successful singer-songwriter.
Thank you. I'm taking it day by day, and I want to create as much as I can for as long as I live.
Oh, amen to that.
Amen.
And hi daw from Shane Ronel Ayong.
Hello.
Hi. And hello from Jiggy Juice.
Hello, Sir Jiggy. Pinakakusgan.
Now, I wanted to ask you about that time, bata pa ka, no? Because I probably would like to ask like the difference, but of course, I'd like to see the growth, but the process that you've shared with how you wrote Laylay, which was it won in the Vispop competition.
Yes.
Was that first place? Second place?
First place, the grand champion was Duyog by my friend Jewel Villaflores.
Okay.
And then the second placer was Balay ni Mayang.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that mura siyag first runner up ba? Unsa may
Yes,
tawag,
yes.
ana?
First
Okay.
runner up. Wag champion, first place, and then second
That's
place.
the
Yes,
placement.
yes.
But I mean, kabata pa nimo at that time.
Yes, very
And
young.
obviously, you used the experience that you've had, and of course, when we say experience, now it's not just using it out for our benefit, but it's also the love. It was like a tribute to your grandmother.
Yes.
Um, I'd like to see, like, how do you see the difference, siguro, of your process now?
From
And
before.
yes, murag
Yeah.
makita nimo ang growth. I mean, right now you're saying you've even mentioned no na when you're opening yourself to working with others and trying to write songs that would work for them
Mm-mm.
and not just think of you as the singer.
Yes.
And what's the difference?
I think the main difference would be there's much more like depth and intention now when I
Mhm.
write. Um, but in terms of like the technical process of songwriting, my process honestly is very basic. I know other great songwriters who
Mhm.
have more intricate processes, but for me, like it really starts with a title.
Mhm.
Like mula na kang basic nga blueprint for writing. I want a catchy title, something easy to remember, something that summarizes the message of the whole song. It could be one word to max 5 words.
Mhm.
Like example, if it's one word, one of my songs is called Linger.
Yes.
5 words siguro or at more, yeah, 5 words kay one of my songs, The Man Who Couldn't Stay.
Mhm.
So,
More than
um,
5 words na.
Man Who Couldn't.
No, I'm not
sakto.
talking about the title.
Ay!
Yes.
Ako, gikount sa ginaka para sure.
Count yun niya.
Yeah, but
If
yeah.
more than 5 words na, K-drama na na.
K-drama na na.
Yes.
But yeah, unsay tawagan ni title, and then after figuring out the title, I write the chorus. So like,
Aha.
for me, the chorus is, um, it has to be, the main message has to be there. Where, coming from the first verse, it comes home to the chorus. Going back to the second verse, comes back home to the chorus. So the chorus should have the main idea of the song, and then the verses should create imagery or form the story, or contain like information or like build up the story, rather support the story to come back home to the main idea, which is the chorus. But mura gyud na ako ang technical process for writing music. Sometimes I start with lyrics, sometimes I start with the melody, sometimes I start with chords, or now with the music producer, they come up with the arrangement and I do something called top lining. So I write on top of what they already wrote.
I was just gonna ask, what is
Top lining. So let's say like the backbone of the arrangement is already there, chords, main chords, main vibe, and then I write on top of it. Yeah, so that's what we call top lining.
Okay, so now we've learned something new. Top lining.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
really the main difference is the intention and the depth, because before I think the main comparison is before I used to write for myself. And then later on I realized that when I write the song, the intention is to express or tell my story. But the moment the song comes to life and people hear it, it's no longer mine.
Exactly.
You give away your art.
It becomes theirs, and they
It
own
becomes
it. And
theirs.
it's as if you wrote the
Yeah.
song for them, because they're able to connect,
Yes,
relate
they
to
have
the
their
story.
own understanding of the story, And before, I used to be so strict that no, I wrote it because this was my intention. But my intention is different from the impact it has on people.
Aha, that's so true.
And so I realized, no, when you're a songwriter, when you're an artist, you have to be generous, especially when you're sharing your art to people. You have to learn to let go of your art. It's like your kid that you're sharing to the world.
Yes, and sometimes the world can be so cruel.
Yes.
You've given your all. It's like, you've opened yourself up. You're there all naked, and it's like they throw it back at you. Sometimes
Mm-mm.
it's really good. They're so
Yes.
happy. They're able to connect to it. They try to own it. They make it their own. They sing it out loud in
Mm-mm.
public. They perform it. And that feels great. But there are also times when people
Aren't
would,
as receptive,
and
may put out
yes,
hate.
the
Yeah.
hate. I think
Yes.
that's the one that I don't understand,
Mm-mm.
because I mean we can always share our opinion of, okay, that song didn't work for us for whatever
Yes.
reason. It can even be just as simple as, I hate the topic, I hate what
Yes.
it's talking about,
Yeah.
or I don't want to remember how I had my first heartache, for example. And
Mm.
so you just reject that song. But when people start, putting up
Piling on
all
hate.
hate,
Yeah.
yes. Is that something you've experienced?
Um
I mean, you've become a public figure. So your songs are there, you've performed and all that. Was there a time when a song was not received well, or something that you've worked on?
in general, I haven't really directly experienced
Mm-hmm.
that. However, I have received, like, like comments, from colleagues or
Mm-hmm.
from people in general who don't particularly like my songs.
Mm-hmm.
And before, I took it personally. I
Uh-huh.
really took it personally because but I didn't go after them, or I didn't
Yeah.
confront them about it. But internally, it made me question like my abilities, or if not having any like negative comments, more of like it's people aren't as receptive to the song
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Um I took it personally before, and then I realized that I and this applies to everyone, like you're not everyone's cup of tea. Like there will
Mm-hmm.
always it's possible that there will always be people who don't agree with you. And
Yes.
that's okay.
Who don't want to drink tea?
Yeah, maybe they like coffee. Maybe they
Exactly.
like soda. Maybe
Yeah.
they like alcohol, maybe don't like tea, and that's okay. Because I learned that whenever I'm in a situation where I face hate, or I don't get like the response I'm hoping for, I have to go back to my why. Why am I doing this? Am I doing it for them? Am I doing it for me? How are their comments like? Are their comments? Do they bring heavy? Do they bring weight
Mm-hmm.
into my life and into my craft? Are their comments constructive? Is it something I can learn from, or is it just pure hate? If it's just pure hate, should I even pay mind to it, or just let it go?
And I think that's, that being able to choose.
Mm.
That's a superpower, I would say. It
Yeah.
allows you, I mean, making that decision to choose to feel offended or
Mm.
not, to be more open, to
Yeah.
actually see if it's even worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
I mean, I when it's like a peer review, or listening from other singer
Mm.
songwriters sharing their thoughts and all that, you would think that it's them trying to also help you to be better, or
Yeah.
whatever we do. Um, but then there are also those that you can hear in the words and in the way that they say it, and
Mm.
just the content itself. That behind it,
Yes.
it's like maybe they're just people who are not happy when others
Are
succeed,
winning.
are
Yeah.
thriving, and they just have to throw something at you
Yeah.
just to feel bad about the success.
Yes. Hater behavior.
Oh, that's so sad. I
Yeah.
mean, but I guess they will always be there.
Yeah. And also when I do get um those kinds of responses, or maybe when I feel like okay, this person has a negative energy towards me succeeding,
Mm-hmm.
I try as much as possible to be like, what could have possibly happened in their life that they are like that. Like I try to be more compassionate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, maybe they're throwing it they're throwing hate my way because maybe when it was their time when they tried to, achieve something, no one was cheering for them. And
But
they carried that. I don't know. It's just, I try to be as understanding as possible, but when it's, kung mulapas na sa linya, I really call people out.
I was just gonna say, when we are compassionate and understanding, and that trying to understand all the time. Oh yeah, because maybe they have these feelings and all that. But at the same time, we can probably also like ask ourselves: Are we just making excuses for them?
That is also possible.
You
I
know.
am guilty for like having instances in my life where I made excuses for other people, and I it's something I'm unlearning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why like I mainly focus on like inner work. Like I remind myself, I try to ground myself. Okay, like I cannot control people's reactions or people's actions or people's words, but I can control my reaction. I can control I can go back to my focus of my why. Like, why am I doing this? I treat it as I pour all of my energy into and set my intentions into what I'm working hard for, and everything else is just noise.
I agree.
You
But
know?
that's nice that we are actually able to just see it as it is and just take it however we want to take it.
Yeah.
And taking it doesn't always mean us having to live with it.
Yeah.
It's us putting it to the side and just knowing that it does not need to take space in our lives.
Yeah. And like don't get me wrong, I also have days where I really call people out. Like if I
Oh,
see
I know.
Yeah, if I see hater behavior, I really like I'm not, I don't throw like animosity or whatever,
Uh-huh.
but I'm like, can you tell me where that's coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, can you explain why? And then you'll know when it's just main hate when they can't answer it.
So true. Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
But I have someone here
Ooh.
who's not a hater. Grant Bacaltos
Hi,
just
Grant.
dropped a comment. I made it to the live stream. Yay,
Hello.
Lourdes. And then my best friend Cheryl Ibay. Her son's just started writing songs.
Oh, amazing.
He's only 11 years old. That's Jaden. He's dropped a comment using his mom's account saying, very informative.
Thank you. Jaden, that's just the tip of the iceberg. If you wanna go down the rabbit hole of songwriting, there's so much resources online, so many different disciplines, and you're so young. You have so many years to like really learn and hone your skills.
Yeah, I hope that he really continues. I don't know if he's already shared some of his songs. He's just starting, and I think he's also trying to protect it,
Yes, I get that. It's very normal, like, when you're starting out. But you will learn along the way, really, and you will learn your voice along the way. Like, especially in music, you learn your voice, like your genre that you're comfortable with. Explore as much as possible. Try every genre. See what you're comfortable with. See where you excel also, and then from there you master it.
That sounds so nice, no?
Even I'm still figuring out my voice. The music that I'm working out, I'm working on this year. It's not, if like you listen to Ruin the Party, like the album, it's a very different sound. But it's something that I'm really enjoying also making.
That's good. Well, it's been what, 6 years?
Yeah,
No,
7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
So there has
Long
to be a difference that
Yeah,
we will-
evolution, definitely.
Evolution gyud. Yeah. And then there's a comment from Wit Escuyos. This is so inspiring.
Thank you.
I mean, it is quite inspiring now to actually see your growth as a 13-year-old.
Yeah. I'm turning 30 this year, by the way.
Oh my God, from 13 to 30.
It's been
Yes.
17 years
Wow.
of doing this craft, and I love it. Along the way, definitely there have been mountains and I've also had my share of failures, don't get me wrong, and I've also had my share of outbursts and, you know, yeah, so many. Like right now while I'm looking up, it's like everything is flashing before my eyes, like a menu and like a Netflix
Yeah.
app. I see everything. But yes, yes.
And so, if that was 7 years ago that you released your first album, you were only 23 years old.
Yes, I was 23.
You've done so much.
Yeah. But
But,
somehow I feel
mhm,
like it's not enough in a sense that I know I can make so much more.
mhm,
Like I
which is
just
nice. That's
yeah.
good. You're not tired. You're just getting started
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really wanna, as much as possible right now, like my goal is to build a community around like
Mhm.
being a creative collaborator in all of the disciplines and all of the art forms. Yeah, I'm learning so much, and um, I learn so much from people that I connect with. And
Mhm.
it's very grounding and very helpful because makarealize ko nga, wow, I have so much to learn. Kanang daghan pa ko bugas ng kanon. Mahal na
Daghan
kayong
mahal
bugas
na ron.
karon, 'di
Oh.
ba?
So dili na taan ni mag unsay kanang what's this half fry. Anyway, I'd like to go back to you saying that, we have to like finding your voice,
Yes.
identifying your voice and that. I mean, we hear that all the time. But what does it mean to you to find your voice?
Finding your voice is finding your purpose, finding your why. Like in general, like not specifically in music, but really finding your purpose so that like cuz before I was a very goal oriented, make plans 5 years ahead kind of person. And
Ta-da!
yeah, and life
Yes.
humbled me. Life
Yes.
humbled me, God humbled me, and it made me realize nga I can plan as much as I can, but I have no control over what's gonna happen. There are so many unexpected things that a lot of things could happen in 5 years, you know? And so when I experienced the failures, I experienced the delays,
Mhm.
it made me question what am I gonna do now? I focused so much on reaching these goals, have following through these plans. And I realized, what is my purpose?
Mhm.
Like, why am I doing all of these? And then I realized how quantitative I was with my life. And I think that comes from, growing up in the society that we are in where, oh, you have to reach this by 25, you have to reach this
Mhm.
and that. You
Yes.
have to finish college. When you finish college, good if you have Latin honors, you have to have this grade. When you have work, your target is to earn this much. By 30, you should have this position already in the company.
Mhm.
Stuff like that.
We are
Eh,
measured by
Measured, very
numbers.
quantitative.
Mhm.
And when things fall apart and nothing is in your control, if you don't have the purpose, you're lost.
Mhm.
I was like I experienced like years of being lost. And it happened in the thick of the pandemic.
Can you share with us about that?
Yeah, because during that time I released the album late 2019, right? And
Mhm.
2020
It just
we
shut down.
yeah, and but during like the end of 2019 to first part of 2020, like things were looking up. I was really really hopeful for it because since the release of the album, um my career has been picking up, and
Mhm.
we planned out different performances going outside of Cebu, goal to release a music video for this, goal to join this and that. And then the pandemic happened. And then when the pandemic happened, everything shut down. All of the scheduled performances canceled. And it was a really quick shift that everything has to be online.
Mhm.
And everything has to be online. Everyone is in isolation. and you have no choice because it's locked down. And during that time, I shut down internally because I was at home 24/7. And I realized that in the past few years, since college, I'm never usually at home. I only
Yeah.
come home to sleep.
After rehearsals, after
Yeah,
performances, school.
performances, rehearsals. If I have like rackets or mga side jobs,
Mm-hmm.
I do that. You know, I only come home to sleep. And so now I'm stuck in a place that I call home, but I don't feel at home in it. And I have
Wow.
so much time to do nothing
Mm-hmm.
because my main bread and butter was being an artist performing, but I have no performances. We're trying to, our team during that time was still trying to shift everything online. And in my head, I'm like, aside from being a performer, I do prod, I do other things which involve human interaction, and all of that is shut down.
And it lasted for over a year for
Yeah,
many of us.
yeah,
I think at the beginning we just thought, now, oh, it's very temporary. Like
yeah.
maybe it's done
Two
by,
months,
yeah.
3 months at most.
And it was
No.
nice. I think for a while it was like, oh, this is nice because we're able
Mm.
to rest for a
Yeah,
while,
yeah.
especially like
It
for
was a
you.
forced
Yes.
reset really
Mm-hmm.
for everyone. I didn't look at it as rest during the first 3 months, to be honest. I look it to me it was hell.
Oh.
I was just
Mm-hmm.
at home. I didn't get to do it. I missed going out. Not because, and this is another sad realization I had that, and this is where I started to appreciate like building connections and relationships and a community more, because I realized that in the years I've had, I've met so many people. I've worked with so many people, but I have the friends that I could count with my hands. Kay moro gyud na
Mm-hmm.
nga kanang I could really trust, I could call. Ko nga, in all those years, I was mainly focused on working to reach the numbers I set in my
Mm-hmm.
head, but I didn't get to build the connections along the way. I didn't get to honor the relationships that could have grown. I didn't get to build trust
Mm-hmm.
with people ba. So, ito ko realize ko nga, oh wow, it's really lonely because um, during that time also, like, my relationship with my family wasn't also in the best condition ba. So, it was really a time that I shut down and I was stuck with silence and my thoughts. And it's there when I realized, oh wow, I don't have a purpose.
Dang.
It hit me really hard. Like, why am I here? What am I doing here? Like, what is my purpose? Why am I doing the music? Am I doing it because I love it or I'm good at it or do I want to be famous? That's why I'm sad. What am I why am I feeling this way? Why am I doing all of this
Mm-hmm.
in the first place? And then I got really depressed during that time. Um and it took a while. And I just during that time all I just tried was to show up for myself every day. I to show up for myself every day, to be kind to myself every day until I'm ready to like pick myself up and do the inner work of, you know, building a foundation of again, building a foundation of again, and building a foundation again, and defining why I'm here and why am I gonna stay here, if that makes sense.
It does, definitely. And so my question is probably, when did you finally understand?
Last year.
Last year. I was thinking, oh, still during the pandemic, just last year. But that's great.
It's years of work, really.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Last year,
How did it? How did it appear? How did it? Yeah,
mm,
the
um,
realization.
the realization, the realization was ongoing for like the 2 to 3, 4 years. It solidified when I got sick
Mm-hmm.
because during that time, Like there was a real, like, tangible threat, like
Yes.
it made me question, did I do enough in my life? Um, if I were to get a chance to continue, like, having this gift, what do I want to do? What do I wanna achieve? And one it people think it's morbid, but like I ask my question, when I die, how do I want to be remembered?
Mm-hmm. Very, very profound. And I guess
Yeah.
that's a question that many probably ask themselves, but we don't really say it out loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I ask myself, how do I want to be remembered? So, do I want to be remembered by my achievements, or do I want to be remembered as a person in their life?
Mm-hmm.
What sort of impact would I want to be? Want I want to become to other people? So it really helped me reshape how I had to do internal inventory,
Mm-hmm.
like everything. Sa ako ang batasan, like really, like I really did an inventory of the good and bad things about myself and how it affects the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
Sa akong skills, like with my skills, do I have to achieve the things that I want to achieve? Should I have the chance to continue living my life? Do I need to upskill? Do I need to learn more? Should I humble myself? Yes, I should humble myself, ground myself. I know I've experienced a lot and I've learned a lot, but I have yet more yet to learn. So I have to work my ass off. So the internal inventory was really like um check and balances ba of where I fall short,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm good at, what I continue to do. So when I got sick, it was very I took so much time to reflect, and it was there that I realized, wow, like there really is a village who is there to support me. And how am I thinking this village? How am I also contributing to the
Mm-hmm.
village? And then last year, while I was recovering from all of my treatments, I said, I shouldn't waste any time. I should not waste any time. I should get started. I should really live my life and contribute to my community. So, with that one, last year also was a major shift. I was I reached the end of a very public 5 year long relationship.
Very public.
Very public 5 year long relationship, and very grateful for that relationship also.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have made it in the past within the past 5 years if it weren't for that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I have so much to thank for that one. But it was also a time for me to really be present.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, good to. Last year, yun ako, I really sat with myself and I said nga, okay, what is my purpose? What is my purpose and what is my why? Okay, my why. Why am I doing all of this? Generally, ako okay, I just want, why am I doing this? It's because I want to create as much as possible with the gifts that I have. That's it.
And so you have been creating
Yeah.
ever since. I mean, many of us actually know about when you got sick and all that, and that was really life threatening.
Yeah.
But as you've mentioned, many also rallied behind you.
Very many people
Um,
supported me.
and of course, I hopefully that also shows that, despite you just having how many friends that you can trust and all that, but
Yeah.
there's when needed, there's always the community that
Yeah.
will be there
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, and it was during that time that so many reached out, like people who used to go to the gigs or people who listened to my music. They
Mm-hmm.
reached out of nowhere and they were like, hey, you gotta fight, okay? Because while I was fighting, I was listening to your songs.
Oh, that's so nice. Beautiful. Oh, I want to hug you. Yes.
Yeah, so that was also the time I promised I'm not gonna stop making music, because there was
Mhm.
during the time that I shut down internally, I really was set, you know what, I'm gonna quit music. I'm not gonna perform anymore. I'm not gonna write music anymore. It's done. I'm just gonna focus on production. I'll focus on like the back end, which I love. I've fallen in
Mhm.
love with production. But then it was during that time where I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna stop making music, because um I really love making music. I really love songwriting. And another win, I take it as a win when people get to connect to it and get to relate to it and make it part of their story and their life.
And isn't that also like in theater, we say that if you get that opportunity to touch even just one life
Yes.
during a performance, then it's as if you have already done your part.
Yeah.
And so, with the so many people sharing, how they feel about your songs and how they've basically touched them and they've probably used them as unsa may tawag ani theme songs for some parts of their lives and
Yes,
relationships,
yes.
you know. But I think for many of us in the theater in the creative industry, Lourdes, having seen that and saw you fight and bounce back. I mean, that's also very inspiring. There would be times when it would be someone else, and we
Mm.
hope that we can rally behind that person
Yeah.
when something like that happens. And I think, in Cebu, we're such a very small
Very
community,
small community.
and collaboration is really the key. We are
Yes.
not, yeah, we're not on in this alone. We're not just creating for ourselves, even if sometimes it can be the initial push that you're doing something for yourself,
Yeah.
but then you realize that it is not enough. It has to be shared,
Yeah.
and it has to be, it has to reach the audience and the public for it to have done its purpose.
Yes.
And yeah, I think, they people always say, oh, things happen for a reason. And most of the time it's us looking for that reason and using that to fuel us.
Yes.
Now you said na last year you found your purpose and you've
Yes.
decided, hey, I'm gonna live and just do the things that I love. So from last year, what have you been doing?
A lot. Oh my goodness. I pushed myself to do so many things. For film, I auditioned to
Yes.
to join this project,
Mm-hmm.
and I mentioned before that being in front of the camera is a fear of mine. But that
Yeah.
one,
That
I
we can't believe, no? Considering, hey, that's Lourdes, but yeah,
yes.
that's
Yes,
that's
so I
life.
really auditioned, and then thankfully I got the part. So you guys, if you see that was a 2025, yeah, 2025. Oh no, no. But that was released this year, I believe.
Oh, so it's already been
It's
released.
been released.
Do
It's
you
been
know where we're
released.
going to be able to
Um
watch it?
Hold on.
Yes, please.
I'll I will let you know later exactly where, but I believe it's been released. It's one of the projects of DOT 7, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Or
DOT is
DOT
Department of Tourism.
Tourism, yes.
Nice.
Yes. So if you guys see that, ako tong nagtadtad sa
Oh my
lechon.
God. I was gonna say, are you the tourist bot or are you the
No,
tourista?
ako to
You're
ang
tig-tad
nagtadtad sa
lechon.
lechon nga ni offer sa tourist.
Where
Ako
man nga lechon? Oh my
sa
God.
Talisay, they have
Oh
really
my
good
God.
lechon
You
also.
know about the lechon wars, right?
Ah, yes, yes,
So
yes.
you represent Talisay. You believe that they're
Okay,
good.
not exactly because I'm from Dalaget, so I grew up
Uh-huh.
eating lechon from Karkar. Yeah,
Oh.
so lechon from Karkar and lechon from Talisay, very different in the sense that like the process of making it, number one.
Wow, this is educational. So I'm gonna listen because I just love lechon and I just eat it and that's it.
Yeah,
I
sa
didn't
ko
even know that
understand. Mm,
there's a difference even in the way they prepare.
yeah, sa akong understanding, lahi ang pag-prepare ni
Talisay.
Talisay and ang lahi ang pag-prepare ni Karkar. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if you're seeing this, but I think Talisay is the one nga murag i-brine. No, not. Karkar ang the one katong murag i-brine
Mm-hmm.
nila, and then the Talisay one is the one that really uses a lot of like herbs and tanglad. That's why it's very
Ooh,
aromatic.
I like the aromatic.
Mm-mm. Ang sa
Yeah.
Karkar is the one that's very savory.
Uh-huh.
Oo, sa Talisay ang very like aromatic. But in terms of skin, pareha ra gyud panit, crispy, masarap. But yeah, I mean, yes, the lechon wars, pero lechon is lechon. I love lechon.
Exactly. So for me, it's like, okay, now I know there's a difference.
Yes, naa.
But yeah, but yeah. What na tayo mabuhat? Lechon
Wala
is
tayo
lechon.
mabuhat. Yes,
That's
lechon
it.
is lechon.
Yeah.
When it's in front of us, we cannot be choosy if it's from Talisay or if it's from Karkar. Let's just eat it, enjoy it.
So that would be your it's a film, no? Or is that a campaign?
It's like a campaign. I think it's a 2-minute campaign siya.
okay.
Of like the
Yes.
different tourist attractions or spots or activities that they can do. Actually, it's not just TOT7. It was the whole Philippines because part of the video was going to Palawan also. So sa
Oh.
Cebu, part of it was lechon. So
Aha.
ako ang tingtad sa lechon.
So ikaw ang nag-represent sa Cebu.
Yes.
Yes.
Diba? Di ba yung kabaw mo tantad og lechon pero diba?
So
Okay ra direct.
so you auditioned for that.
I auditioned for that one.
Yeah, for those who are listening and unaware of the process ba, no? I mean, it doesn't matter if you have a name and all
Yeah.
that. If there's an audition and you want it, you have to audition good.
Yeah.
Especially here in Cebu, no?
Yeah.
Maybe when you already have a really big name, you can just like drop. But we're talking about big name as international,
Yeah.
big, globally
Yeah.
recognized, and
I think
all.
it's also good for like your discipline to really like
Correct.
work your way up.
Yes, and the process also. It's
Yeah,
respect to the
respecting
process.
the process.
That you cannot just expect people to
Yes.
get you.
Yeah.
Just because of what you've done in the past.
Yeah. So like if it's a different thing when like let's say production or the director say, okay, I made this role for this person.
Mm-hmm, correct.
Let's pitch
Oo.
it
Kay
to
naasad yun
that
ana.
person. Kay nago yun ana.
Oo.
Pero if it's like fair play nga, audition is required, you really gotta audition, girl. You can't just say like, oh, I'm this person, I have this much following or I've done this
Aha.
before. It's good discipline and it's respect for the craft. Work your way up.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
And you
then-
become a better, kuan man good. You become a better artist for it. Like,
And yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you've appeared
Yeah.
in films, commercials, or campaigns. You still have to go through
yeah.
audition. So can you share with us how was your audition process?
The
For
audition
this one?
process, I remember it happened in Making Space, Cebu Making Space,
Mhm.
inside Mango. And so they had us prepare a headshot, all of our details.
Mhm.
We had a screen test to see if we're telegenic. I think that's the term. If we're telegenic. And then after that one, they made us say like a certain line. That's it. To see if it translates well on camera.
Mhm.
I forgot the exact line, but I'm just like,
So
let's just try
obviously,
it.
you took the time and you went there.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that was really fun.
Is this something that we can expect from you? More films or
I would want
Yeah.
to. If there are opportunities to like audition, I'm so game. I think my main so far, like the main challenge is like when they hold auditions, when productions hold auditions, they really have a description of
Yes.
like who they
Mhm.
want to audition. And it's not very common. It's very rare to have like plus size women in
Mhm.
auditions, except if it's like an auntie or a mama, or if it's, which is kind of like, di na ka mag-question ba nga, makorelate din mo nga dapat dako if you're like a maternal figure, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily pudbe, di ba? But if na specific roles kana, I would really be game to try and to learn. And I'm actually also on the lookout for like workshops for film
Mm-hmm.
acting, just to one of the many side quests, because my why again is to live a creative life.
So true. But
Yeah.
now, you've done that. You've experienced that. I was gonna ask because you've done this in theater, wherein you were performer first, and now you're doing
Production.
production. Same with songwriting. It was for you
Yes.
first, and then now you're opening up to the rest of the world. You're willing to write for others, of course, with some caveats. And but with this, with film, with having even that's like a short experience. Would you consider also filmmaking?
Yeah, I would want
Mm-hmm.
to. Um,
So it's not just acting. There's also
yeah.
the possibility of you creating your own
Filmmaking,
films.
directing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to something one of the side quests that I want to invest time in, especially end of this year, like after my current commitments, is really to learn how to write
Mm-hmm.
script writing good for like both
What do you
on
call that
stage
for
and film. Oh,
screenplays and
yeah.
okay, for film
And hopefully
and
directing.
theater.
I'm hoping to direct also.
Wow.
With the actual filming part, I think the main challenge I see is the like acquiring equipment for it, learning the discipline, because there also
Mm-hmm.
is like a technical
Yes.
discipline and math to
There's
it.
always a difference, no?
Yes.
And yeah, but yeah, that's nice. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking right now about the many lives of a creative. How many lives have we spoken about?
I haven't
No?
even told you about the time I joined a dance class. My
Oh my
first
God.
ever. Yeah.
When was this?
Last year also.
So yeah,
Remember
last year. Well,
when
you did improv with us,
the
but that's not
weekend before
the
improv?
weekend before.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
weekend before I joined the improv class, I did my first ever dance
What
class. I just signed up for a dance class,
mhm.
and that was
What
so
was the dance?
it was they call it basic femme
Ah,
and
yes.
beginners hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And what, because the description of the class said basic
Basic?
femme and beginner hip hop, I'm like, you know what? I'll take a back to back class.
Oh, so these are two separate classes.
Two separate classes.
Uh-huh.
And you sign up per class.
Uh-huh.
So I signed up for both the first time, back to back. So that was 2 hours straight of dancing, like different
Wow.
disciplines but good. And I said, I thought this was basic or beginner. And then it was so hard, but it was so fun. I had so
Mm-hmm.
much fun. I did another dance class months after and another one months after.
So
So
they became easy.
still
After.
hard.
Still hard?
Still hard, but I realized that this is also another thing that I realized as a creative. You don't have to be good at it to do it.
So true. Sometimes you don't even have to know anything. You just do it.
Yeah. Before Manggod, the way I would approach the things I want to do in my head was always, again, quantitative measure,
Mm.
'di ba? Am I gonna excel in this?
You haven't even started yet,
Yeah.
and you want to know if you're going
Yeah.
to excel.
Do I have the potential to excel in this? I want to make sure I excel in this. But in that process, when that's your mindset, you lose the fun in it.
You lose the fun, and you're probably never going to do it.
Yeah, you set yourself for
Yeah.
failure indirectly, like
Mhm.
that way. So that's when I realized, you know what? If I'm gonna live a creative life, I should just jump in. Like, I mean, it kind of sounds stupid to jump in head first at on like all situations, but when it's learning something new, when it's trying something fun, like just do it. Just don't think if you'll be good at it or not, because that's how you're gonna enjoy it. You have to trust the process and enjoy the process rather than focusing on the solution. The not the solution. The like the destination. I'm losing my words.
I was thinking process and destination, actually. I mean, these are two different things.
Yeah, two different
But they
things.
also give us, it gives different.
result.
Yeah.
So
Um,
like I would rather enjoy the process and focus on the enjoy and learning the process rather than focusing on the result.
mhm.
So yeah, that's what I did with the dance class. Am I better at dancing? Probably. I don't know the measure of being like better for it, but am I enjoying it every time I join it? I join one? Yes,
That's
I'm
something we
enjoying it.
can actually say out loud. How do we feel
Yeah.
about it? Now,
Do I feel good?
sa mani, Grant Bacaltos, quantitative measure, all caps. Um, but honestly, same. Love the mindset of you don't have to be good to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I also think that's how I used to think because of the society we're in and like how I was raised, that I have to be good at something to do it.
Isn't that like an Asian thing?
It is
It's
kind
not
of a
just
very
Filipino, huh?
Asian
Very
thing.
Asian. It's like
Yeah.
whatever you do, you have to excel.
Yeah.
If you're not number one, never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
It's like if you're number two, you're not good enough,
Yeah.
and
And
all.
there's so many negative connotations about being mediocre. Can't it be just that I'm having fun? I'm having
Exactly.
so much fun. It makes me feel alive. That's another thing. I if I'm ever gonna do anything, the measure isn't to be good at it, but does it make me happy? Does it make me feel alive? Does it help me grow and me connect to for help me connect with other people and help them grow? And that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, if you remember, you were. Haha, would you remember? You were one of our teaching artists in Tutanka's
Yes,
Theater
yes,
Lab.
yes.
And
I remember that was in Seaside.
yes, in
Yeah, I
fact,
had so
you're
much
you're
fun.
probably that was the pioneer group actually for a
Yes.
theater lab, and you know how we try to really allow the kids to enjoy. It's
Yes.
about having fun. Doesn't mean that you're not gonna do good anymore
Yeah.
because you're having fun instead of like being too serious and all that. We always say that the workshop is a place to fail. This is where you're exploring, experimenting.
Yes.
You're seeing what you can do
Yeah.
and seeing what you need to work on.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what we want to, at this in 2026, what we want to probably teach people is that we're not after perfection.
Yes.
The process is actually very important.
Process over
You
perfection.
grow as time goes by
Yeah.
because every time you learn something, whenever you learn something, you get better at
Yeah.
it. And you just have to focus on that, the small wins,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
development, the improvement. And I think you've done a lot from 13 to 30. That's a lot,
I'm turning 30 in
In how many
9
weeks?
days.
Oh, 9 days.
In May 9. My birthday's on May 9.
I don't know how to push the button here. I was gonna say happy birthday. you know, yeah. So, oh my God. So
Yeah,
that's
inshallah, 9 days.
Inshallah, yeah, 9 days. Well, what you look forward to being 30?
Being 30? What I look
No, that's
forward
like a
to.
milestone.
It
We
is.
pin. It's
Yeah.
like you're leaving the 20s, girl.
Yeah.
You will now have to be. You
It's
will have when you're asked your age, you'll have to say I'm in my 30s.
yeah. I was talking to my partner the other night, and we were talking about birthday plans, and he's like, "Welcome to the club." It's a different like I also kind of understand it when people say, like my friends who are in their 30s say, energy and outlook in life is very different when you're 30, because the figuring, I mean, it the whole our whole life, as a continuous journey of figuring things out, yes, but like the main, what I see also and what they tell me is like the main struggle of identity
Mm-hmm.
happens in your 20s, caring about external pressure, also setting yourself up for failure because of all the expectations
Mm-hmm.
that you have for yourself and what that others set for you. And it's a lot of trial and error. And that in your 30s, they say, it's really a time where you realize that life can be simple if you let it be. You are the master of the peace that you provide yourself. You allow yourself to have the peace that you want to experience. And that in your 30s, you really get to know what things you give an
Receive? No.
no. I I don't think I can swear, but the things you give about.
Yeah, an F about.
Yeah, an F about.
Yes.
Yeah, you choose that. You choose your battles na. So I'm like, yeah, I'm excited for my 30s. But what I personally look forward for what I look forward to is to continue living a creative life. I'm very grateful also that because I get to do a lot of things, I get to support myself and my family, and at the same time enjoy the things that I'm creating. Um, I look forward to putting out music. That's something I'm currently working on. I look forward to the productions I'm currently part of. I'm excited because I get to support the cast. I get to support my team. Uh, Other things pa. I look forward to more dance classes. I look forward to all the side quests that come along the way. Like yeah, to really enjoy and live a creative life.
I mean, you're not even in your midlife pa ha. I would say that's so far pa kaayo.
Inshallah.
I, I'm I'm claiming I'm not yet there too. But also in 30s, it's probably the time when because you can no longer say I'm in my 20s. It's like all of a sudden it's there's like a feeling of, oh, you have to stop having fun. You know, it's like you have to now think about really long term and really be serious about living your life. And when they say to the fullest, it's not about having fun. They'd like you to think about earning, growing up, like really succeeding, having titles and all that. But I'm sure you're familiar with what they say, ikigai.
Yeah.
Yes, and you've just found your purpose.
Yes.
And all that. And were there still times, in the past year wherein you have to stop and think, am I still fulfilling my purpose?
Yeah. That's something I constantly like ask myself to set direction for my actions or for the work that I do.
So this has also become like your deciding factor before you agree to something, before you
Yeah.
do something, you
Yeah.
ask if this is something that aligns
Yeah,
with.
it aligns with my purpose, my values.
Mhm.
If it's something that aligns with how I live my life as well. Like especially like for like productions, what is it about? Do
Mhm.
we have an advocacy? Is it something that helps the community? Is the story something that resonates with me? Being a creative, can I also contribute to it? Those things. So I always ask myself that, is this in line with it? There are times where, because the reality also of being a creative collaborator, um, I am I'm a freelance.
Mhm.
Technically, I'm a freelance artist, or like I'm an independent contractor for like the different productions. The reality of that is, if there's no project, I also don't earn.
Mhm.
So that's another factor that I have to balance in, where yes, I live a creative life, but also I get to support myself and my family. I get to help out with my family financially. So it's a balance of what you call this? Uh tawag ani. Some for the money, some for the soul.
And I think, the good thing about being a freelancer or being independent is that you get to make the decision. You can
Yeah.
choose which projects you'd like to do when you want to do them.
Yes.
And that's it. You're able to enjoy and embrace
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
is there. The sad part, of course, is as you've mentioned,
There's
it's like no work, no pay.
Yeah, there is that part of instability.
And the bills don't stop coming.
Yes, the bills don't stop
They
coming.
keep collecting.
Yes. Kanang kuan lang pod, I'm just very grateful nga because I got to put in the work early on and I've been consistent with it. I've built trust within the community that opportunities are there are opportunities that come to me because I've previously worked with them, because they've seen my quality of work in this production or in this project. So because I put in the work early of being consistent and showing up, people in the industry already see it. And because of that, I get those opportunities to work on future projects.
So you've just mentioned about, how people you've worked with before go back to you to work with something else or something new. Now, there's something I'd like to talk about, which is maybe not all creatives like talking about it,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to music, theater, arts. Marketing yourself, because obviously we want to have projects, right?
Yes.
We want we cannot just sit down and
Yes.
just wait for it to fall from the heavens.
Yes.
We have to also pursue, and that's why you did auditions and all
Yes.
that. But aside from that, how are you marketing yourself? It sounds so unartistic, but it's the
Yes.
reality.
That is the reality.
How do you put yourself out there?
With productions, what I do is really, so in production man good, it's not, you don't audition for production. And reality also, at least here in Cebu, that I have like noticed over the past few years that I've been doing production is you also don't like apply for it. You don't send your CV to join a production. That's the reality. You get to join a production by word of mouth because people trust you. Let's say you worked in this one, and because of that, you get referred to another one. So, dira na siya. But your entry point is to really put yourself out there.
Because I was just thinking, like you'd say, no, they've worked with you before.
Oh,
So
like,
there's
how
that
did I start
experience.
it?
But
Yeah.
then how? Like I'm also thinking for those who want to get out there, they probably have the talent, they have the
Yeah.
skills. But there's always the lack of opportunity.
Yeah.
And the opportunity wherein you can apply.
Yes.
As you said,
Yes.
you were invited to be part of the team, a
Yes.
production team, because they know you already.
Yes.
And that could be friendship, that
Yeah.
could be a previous project,
Yeah.
But the starting point, I mean, for you,
Yeah. How, like based
that's
on my
long na.
experience. Yeah. I started out volunteering.
Volunteering.
Like, kanang katunga time, volunteer ko, whatever event there was. Sige, I'll show up. I'll help out with this one. I'll help out with stage management. Do you need ushers? I can usher. Do you need someone to like be a runner or to assist the technical director? Okay ra. I'll do it. Because that way I look at it, yes, it is kapoy, you don't get pay, but you get experience. You get to have contacts. Through volunteering, you get to have contacts. You make friends. They get to see you work. And then you learn from the processes throughout the production. Maka-observe ka ba? Okay, nanion di ay ni. Okay, mo din ni role niya. So like, mo ni ang scope. And then through volunteering, you can explore. There is also like you have grace, like there's margin for error because you're volunteering, you're learning
Yes.
things,
We can be very forgiving
Yeah, very
and
forgiving.
understanding,
Oo. Yeah, maka-explore ka sa different roles in
Yes.
production. And then from there, na-observe na ko nga, okay, I'm really good at like organizing stuff when it comes to coordinating with people, coordinating different roles. Sige, let's try that. So, like what I did before, ni shadow ko. I shadowed for um Vispop Music Festival. So, ni volunteer ko, I can help coordinating the artists. I'll help coordinate the kanang performers. Do you need a coordinator for the supplier sa food? Ana. So, I learned from there. And then after that, because they saw my work, they were like, hey, we have another event. Pwede ikaw ang among artist coordinator.
Yeah.
You have experience man nakay-contact sa supplier sa katong food from previous? Oh yes, nakakip ko sa contact kay ako may ni-receive sa food. Can you inquire this number of kuan para aning artist? Sige, I'll do that. Sige, available ka nga day. Kuaunti ka ha? Okay, game.
So in a way, the volunteering gig became the audition.
Yeah.
And this time they're really seeing you work.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're handpicked na.
Yes.
Because there was experience.
Yeah.
There was that
and apart from that, there were times where I wasn't handpicked for it, but I reached out. I was the one who reached out. I reached out. I said, "Hey, I heard you have an upcoming event. I have experience in this from this event before. What I did was this, that. Muni ako ang task. Muni ako ang specific nga role. Are you looking for that one? If yes, please consider me."
And you know, sometimes organizations, groups, companies,
Yeah.
people don't realize they need one
Yes.
until someone offers that
Yeah.
service.
Yeah, you offer your services, and then for the past few years, what the practice I did was, I trained myself to make proposals, just to like. I'll kumbaga brush cold calling, I'll reach out. Hey, I heard you have this upcoming production. I actually have experience in this one, and I really am interested to be a part of your team. If you're looking for someone for this specific role, please consider me. In fact, if you have an email address, I can show you like a portfolio of my work, or I could send you a proposal. Describing the scope, here is my rate, to give you an idea, or if you have a working budget, let me know, or we can set a meeting, let's discuss.
So you see, you know, for the audience, and for
Pabaga
those who are
gyud.
listening, yes, it's like you have to use up all the skills that you
Yeah.
have, and the reaching out and all that.
Yeah.
That's a very humbling experience
It
because
is.
when you do that, you get rejected many times.
Yes, I've
Doesn't-
heard a lot of no's, but I don't take it personally.
Yeah, because it doesn't mean that they don't want you.
Yeah, and it doesn't take away from my experience.
Yeah, and sometimes they even want you, but maybe someone's already doing it.
Yes.
The role has been filled,
Yeah.
or they don't have the budget for it.
Yeah.
And but when you ask all the time, you know, knocking on the door, it's practice.
It is practice.
And as you said, you don't take it personally. You don't
Yeah, I
feel
don't take it
bad when they say
personally.
no.
Oh, like, kwan lang good. Take it as it is lang good nga. The role, it's not available for you, or it's already filled, or they're looking for someone else. Doesn't make you any less of a person in terms of your skill. It doesn't discount from your experience, but look at it in a way nga, hey, I already touched base with this person. Look at it nga, okay, I have a contact na. I have a
Yeah.
solid contact na. So, if ever, naman to times good before that, I got turned down for like some production work. And then I said, nga, oh, that's okay. But please do keep me in mind for future events. And they're like, yeah. And they did reach
And
out.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Diba? And sometimes it could also be not the contact person. It could be someone in the group, someone else in the group.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes they go to other organizations or they have other organizations and mamultiply na hinoon ang inyong
Yeah.
connection.
Yes.
Just because you reached out.
Yeah. And kuan pod, really practice like owning it and becoming who you want to be. So when I talk to people, hey, hi Lourdes, so what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm a lot of things. I'm a creative collaborator. I'm a songwriter. Like
Mm-hmm.
mainly that's what I did. Good, and I'm a performing artist. But I for the past few years, I've been dedicating my time into production. If you need a project manager, if you need an artist coordinator, if you need a head stage manager, and I really put myself out there, and um it's it is cringe sometimes, but you have to embrace the cringe.
But who's cringing?
Kana ko
Yeah.
kanang
It's I guess it's us listening to
it's us,
ourselves.
yeah. It is us kanang murag burag kag ma-cringe imong kagalingon nga murag like maikog ko kanang burag akong ibaligya akong kagalingon kinsa may mo baligya nimo ikaw ra man gyud.
That's true.
Kana gyud like kanang dito ko ka-realize nga no one will fight for me as hard as I fight for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anagali. And yes, it's great nga we will have like referrals from people, but also like it's good to have it in your arsenal nga you're ready na babaga na yung mga tayo nga you put yourself out there.
Yeah. Well, kana siya, the reaching out, no? So for those of you who are like interested in being part of like productions, gigs, theater shows, concerts and all, and you just don't know how to begin,
Yeah.
just reach out to an organization
Yeah.
or a group. There would be many who would be sharing, or it can be just maybe a
Yes.
friend who is
Yes.
into it, and
Yes.
just pick their brains. And
Yes.
they'll probably share with you whenever there's an opening.
Yeah.
Because when in anak mango, diba, ato na nang ibutang sa atong utok nga,
Yeah.
ay, hala, na ako'y friend nga, ganahan ba ito siya
Yes.
mo
Yes.
experience,
Oh.
even if it's just experience,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes that could open so many doors.
Can I share one example?
Sure, go.
That was, I think, New Year's 20. Yeah, it was a New Year Eve countdown pag 2023. And we went to Marco Polo to celebrate it with my then my ex's family ato nga time. And Blackstraw Productions, sila Senyo Torres, sila man na usually ang mag-manage. Sila man na ang assigned to build the stage, to do the whole show for the New Year's Eve countdown sa Marco Polo. So we went there. I said hi to them because my dear friend Pada is also the lighting director and Sanyo was a technical director. I said, "Oy, Happy New Year, Ana. Hopefully maka-appeal ko sa inyong production soon sa Blackstraw. Maybe, I could shadow or what." And I told Senyo nga, hey, I'm really interested. I'm really, like right now, dedicating my time and learning more about production work. Whether it's artist coordination, if you need an artist coordinator, assistant prod manager, or even sa, like stage management. I'm game because I have experience with theater, anak ko. So, Senyo, sige, I'll keep you in mind. I'll reach out
And
when we need that.
did.
And he did. The year after, every time magkita me, I just kept telling him, hey, if you need someone in prod, I want to learn from you. I want to, learn from Blackstraw or get to experience working with you guys. Let me know. I'm doing freelance nowadays. And he did. Like, just one time, he messaged me, are you free for this? Are you, do you have experience in this one? How do you think you can contribute? I would want to explore getting you for the team. And then we did it. And then ever since that time, whenever they would have different projects or productions, he always considers me or reaches out. So kana grateful kay ko.
So usahay, no? Kanang when you persist, it's the person will probably always remember, keep you in
Yeah,
mind, and is just
yes.
waiting for the right moment.
Yes.
Usahay sad kay napulaan na gyud sila nga nagsigi kag panuktok. Nga, sige na lang atong hatagan. And then that's also when they realize, oh my God, I should have done this a long time ago, because of the good experience.
Yeah.
Kana siya. But
Laway
Lourdes,
ragi puhunan.
tinuod yun na. And
Laway ragi puhunan.
bagag naong sad.
Bagagnaong. Yeah.
There, So
Kana.
it's even just here. But a lot of it is really the courage
Yes.
to just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
No? And mo na, tinuod yun na. No one else will fight for
For you as
you.
hard as you fight for
Yes,
yourself.
that's so true.
Kana
Now,
gyud.
this is something that I know you managed artists or are still managing
I'm
artists
currently
right now.
managing Jerica Chodorico.
Oh, your best friend. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's great.
So actually tomorrow even we have like one of her comeback gigs. So she's performing
That's
tomorrow.
exciting on Labor Day.
Yes. Yes. It's a Labor Day gig in
Okay.
Mandaue.
Hmm. But you're
Yeah.
saying it's a
It's a
comeback?
comeback because it's been a
Really?
while since
Okay.
she performed full band. So
Ah.
usually like last year the performances we booked were a lot of acoustic stripped down
Mm-hmm.
performances, but tomorrow it's going to be big. She's going to do a full band. So I'm really
Wow.
happy.
I am happy to hear that as
Yes, I'm
well.
currently managing her.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, I managed the first artists I managed were content creators, si Medyo
Mm-hmm.
Maldito and si
Oh
Snake
yes, I
Princess.
remember.
Yes. I also managed Kurt Fick. I
Mm-hmm.
also managed before Jackie Chang.
Mm-hmm.
I also manage myself currently
Yes.
and I manage Jerica Chodorico. Apart from that, I also do like booking. I also um function as a handler or a booking manager
Mm-hmm.
for other artists. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say I have clients who inquire na, okay, we have an upcoming like music festival or we have an upcoming event. We're looking for artists in Cebu.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anyone you're managing? So I'd inform, yeah, I'm managing this artist, but I also have these artists under my contract, under my contact as part of the catalog I
Mm-hmm.
offer. I can offer like a package rate for these artists or kanang I can connect them to you directly.
So explain to us the difference between handling and managing. And for those who are probably listening and would like you to handle or manage them, how can they reach out to you?
As a as an artist manager, you really like dedicate the entire dedicate time and effort into building the artists as well. So it's not just focusing on gigs, but also like with Jerica, we have conversations about her future releases. We talk about the direction she wants as an artist, whether she wants to do a second album, her branding also. That's something. So it's all rounder. When you're an artist manager, you really focus on the growth of the artist. Apart from bookings, you like my goal is to create opportunities also for her. So like let's say we pitch her for a music festival that we want her to join, or we pitch her to a brand that we want to connect with or work with, ana. For being like a handler or a booking manager, it or booking agent rather, it's more of um it's more transactional per performance or gig basis. So what the services I offer is it could mainly just be a booking agent
Mm-hmm.
where I include you sa pitching sa clients, and then I get a certain percentage commission for the
Mm-hmm.
booking, and then the rest is yours. Like I'll help you with the contracts and all that. I'll help, yeah, for that negotiation, so closing that deal. Like I also offer like an extension to that service of being your coordinator. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be from pitching, negotiating, to getting you booked, to coordinating all of the details of your performance, to being with you during your performance as your artist coordinator or your like PA, anagali, para you as an artist don't have to worry about it. Because that's also one thing, it's hard when like especially you don't have a manager.
Mm-hmm.
um if you're an artist who doesn't have a manager or like is not really considering like self-managing ba, daghang stress and worries when you work directly with clients, especially uh pricing yourself,
That's true. Mm-hmm.
negotiating. It's kind of hard, anagali. So that's what I do. And then for the performance itself pod, I make sure nga it's stress free na for the artist so that they can focus on the
Mm-hmm.
performance, which is what they're there for, sad kid.
So when do you think, well, how would you advise someone who is still thinking between getting managed or just getting handled?
Mm. It really depends good sa artist. I would really advise for the artists to have managers.
Mm-hmm.
If they cannot self-manage, which is what I do, I self-manage. If they can't self-manage, better to have a manager because that's also a way of protecting yourself to make sure that um, all of the all of your deals or performances are documented, negotiated. Uh, it's quite naman good. It's added work for you when you can allocate that time to your craft as an artist ba. So best if you have a manager. But if like you're not comfortable or because with getting a manager, you need to build trust also.
That's so true,
Yeah,
diba? You
you
have
need to
also the
build trust,
stories of,
especially it
yeah.
involves like money and all
Mm-hmm.
that. So, kanang you need to build trust with your manager. So if you have a hard time trusting other people, then you have to like toughen up and learn to manage yourself. Meaning magpabagag yung kagnaw. That's what I do. I really like when I talk to when I have inquiries, I do the negotiations because I also know like what I'm comfortable with, what my boundaries are, what I can bring to the table. That's also very important that you as an artist see your value and that you can rally for yourself. Because again, for me, at the end of the day, no one will fight as hard as I fight for myself or as hard as I sell myself pud.
And not everyone has that
Yes,
as
kana
a
pud.
skill, or as they don't have the, I would say, the bravery to do it, the kanang pabagag now.
Mm,
I mean, it's an expression, but
yeah.
a lot of it comes with that decision
Yes.
to be there, to be out there,
Yeah.
to not be afraid to make a fool out of yourself,
That's true.
when you ask for something, when you propose something, when you get rejected, and all that. But Mona, I guess it would be nice for those who are listening. Are you open to managing more artists?
Yes, I would be open to like of course before considering like managing artists, I would also want to make sure I get to bring something to the table and
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that I could also contribute in the artist's growth. So, yeah, I'm really open to that one.
Now, we've talked about the so many lives of a creative, and this creative we're talking about is you, Lourdes Maglinte. No, I want to know: do you have a favorite role? We're talking about you when all
Mm.
those different roles, but which one is your top one?
Top 1. Um maybe factoring in like stress and because
Stress.
it is there, it is
Yeah.
there. In production work, stress is there good.
Mm-hmm.
Factoring that one in, a lot of factors to consider, but considering that considering my purpose and my why, I really enjoy in general being a performing artist. I
Mm-hmm.
really feel at home on stage. And I get to do that with singing and acting. Inshallah, like maybe this year or next year I get to go back as a theater performer. But yes,
Inshallah. Yes. Well,
inshallah.
we would love to
I would
see that
love,
as
yeah, I
well.
would love to do that. Hopefully, I know the universe is listening, and I am ready for it. I'm letting the universe know that I'm ready for that.
Manifesting.
Manifesting, yes.
Now, if you have your top one or your favorite, what would be your least
Least,
favorite?
okay, least favorite. Hmm, least favorite.
Maybe you factor in the stress. Yeah.
With the stress, least favorite. Actually, I'm having a hard time with the least favorite.
Is it
Oh,
because
okay.
you love all of them?
Yeah, I
That's
love
why
all of
it's still
them.
a favorite. You just put
Yeah.
the word least.
Yeah, but everything else I love equally.
Oh,
given
what
the
are they? Your
stress.
children?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you can't choose. You
I
can't
can't.
pick one. You don't want to?
Okay, I don't want to because I'm also still learning along the way, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm falling in love with all of these, like I'm falling in love with the process of all of these things. I'm all of my side quests ba. So I wanna give it a chance nga for me to grow into it sad good. I guess not least but most challenging. Ana na lang.
Okay. Yes.
Most
I
challenging.
respect that.
With this one, I have not even like done any like active application as in work wise, but it's something I'm in the process of learning. So right now I'm under like a thea- uh technical theater training program.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Right now I applied for it, and thankfully like I'm part of the scholars for it. Um
How long
I
is
got
the
this.
program
It's a
for?
9-month program.
Wow,
It's a nine
that would
month
be
program.
nice.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it covers props and sets management, props and sets building, stage management, lighting, and sound engineering.
So really the technical.
Yeah, all the technicals
Yes.
for theater. Um, right now we're at props and sets building,
Nice. So you
and
get to
it
to use those power tools.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to be the most challenging. I'm
Mm-hmm.
only just learning about it. I haven't had any actual live application in like events or whatever, but making props for me is challenging, but it's also arts and crafts which I love. It's just human size. It's
Uh-huh.
big. So that's the most challenging so far. It's very resource heavy
Mm-hmm.
and time and skills heavy, that it takes a lot of discipline also. There's a
Mm-hmm.
really big learning curve, especially with tools. I'm not very good with
Yeah.
tools. So I'm hoping to grow into it and be better at it.
And I think once you get the hang of it, you're
Yeah.
going to enjoy it. You'll
Yeah.
probably be using them every day.
Yes, I'm excited for it. It's really like hard, and it is stressful,
Mm-hmm.
but also in my head I'm like, you know what? I will I will let myself be bad at it until I get better at it.
Now, isn't that the goal?
Yes. Yeah,
And that
it's
should be
really
everyone's
okay.
goal
Yeah,
because
it's really okay to be bad
we're
at something first.
we should be we should be learning perpetually,
Yes.
we don't
A
stop.
life of perpetual learning.
Yes,
Yes.
we don't stop just because we've done something. Although for others it's like, oh, I've experienced that. That's
Yeah.
it. But the learning doesn't end
Yeah.
there, and I think it's also nice to be able to share this, because I feel that, when people see you as a singer, songwriter, or performer, they would think that that's it. That's the best life you have.
Mm.
But you're doing so much more,
Yeah.
and it also gives possibilities to others that, hey,
Yeah.
you don't have to stop there. You don't have to be doing just one thing.
Yes.
As long as you can manage it and you're up for it,
Yes.
you can do so many other things.
Yes. That's also one thing I want to share, that a big part of doing so many things as a creative is that when you commit to multiple projects, you commit to it, meaning you manage your time, that
Mm-hmm.
you build that discipline inside you. It yes, it is fun, and being creative is fun, but you need to have discipline and respect. Like you have need to have discipline, accountability, and really respect other people's like time also. Like uh be sure nga when you get into a project, you can give it your 100%, because it's also hard nga you join so many things but you're spread thin,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not effective anymore in all of them.
We've all learned that.
Yes.
And sometimes the hardest way.
Yes.
So, Lourdes, this is like a, question I'd like to ask you. What have you had to let go of to become who you are now?
Hmm. What have I had to let go of? I'd like to say right now, even if I'm still a work in progress, I am the I'm still a work in progress, but I am the best version of myself now. The things I've had to let go of, I'm glad I did. Because most of them were the things that like held me back from growing. I'm grateful that, you know, with all the causes and conditions and the circumstances that I've been in, um, I was granted opportunities. Siguro what I've had to let go of was the angry um, version of me. I've had to let go of a lot of anger, not from the craft, but from like uh, growing up. I think that one. I don't know if I'm making sense, but wala
You
man ko'y
are.
buyag, wala man ko'y like na-sacrifice anything or had to let go of in general because I have the freedom to get to experience all of them,
Hmm.
Anna.
Could it
Uh,
also be because you didn't have to really let go of them, but like make them part of you?
yeah, I think
And
that one pod.
mm-hmm.
And then I don't I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but also nothing is coming out of my mouth. It's a very reflective question to let go
But
of.
I mean, I would probably say that yeah, you probably don't see them as sacrifices, but there are so many things you have to do in order to be where you are now. To have done so many things, productions, plays, musical productions, the music that you've been doing,
Mm.
the albums, the songs, all
Oh,
those
okay. I have something
creations.
I
Yeah.
did like let go of. And something I questioned pod ba. So I started very young, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was happening also a lot of it in bulk, especially the time where I was still trying to figure out who I am
Mm-hmm.
and who I am as a person and as an artist or as a creative here in Cebu. Um, I've had to let go of my youth as a college student
Oh. Mm-hmm.
because I realized na during college, I did theater. I did Gugmang
Yes.
Giatay the musical.
Mm-hmm.
I was also gigging almost every night at
True.
Handurao.
Yes.
I was part of Fat Boys production.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, we were doing film and stuff. I was also managing. I started managing Roy and Snake, Medyo Malito and Snake Princess during that time in
You were still
college.
in college.
Yeah,
We
so
forget.
I was
Yeah.
juggling all of that in
Mm-hmm.
college that I realized na I didn't get to build connections with my classmates
Mm-hmm.
because I realized na whenever there's gatherings, all of them say like these experiences. No, remember when this
Mm-hmm.
happened back in college? I have no memory because I probably either really wasn't there
Mm-hmm.
or I was busy working.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So kana, I think it made me because aside ma
Yeah. So yeah, you had to miss those
yeah
opportunities of
yeah
bonding with your
yeah
classmates.
being young
Uh-huh.
and majority also of my friends even when I was in college were much older than me,
Mm-hmm.
so I think my youth I've had to give up my youth in this um
So you've matured.
journey. I
You've
matured
matured
pretty early.
early.
I
Yeah.
matured pretty early. And I guess that's also reflective of how I approach my creative life now. It's like healing my inner child.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Many of us do that.
Yeah. So with the dancing, before I was always I love dancing, but I was scared to dance in public because, kanang society's like, oh, you're fat, you're gonna
All
dance.
the expectations.
Yes. And before I was like, I really loved arts and crafts, but my parents were very like academic,
Mm-hmm.
focus there. And the fact that um what do you call this, I decided to do songwriting and performing, that meant I had to prove that I would still excel academically, just to
Yeah.
justify that I'm choosing this path,
So
you
you've
know.
spoken about identity, about movement, holding space for yourself and for others. And I think what becomes clear is that when you live many lives,
Yes.
you begin to see the future differently. And there's no single path,
Yeah.
there's no one right direction. It continues to unfold. And so I want you to ask the question that I ask everyone who comes into this space: what is up next?
What's up next for Lourdes is new music. That is something that I will manifest because it's already something that I've been working on. What's up next for Lourdes is, mm, why am I talking in third person? This is so weird. What's up next for me is new music. What's up next for me, inshallah, is performing on stage again as a theater actor. What's up next for me is more productions that I will help build, and more productions where I um, share the advocacies that I resonate with.
Thank you, Lourdes. That's Lourdes Maglinte,
Thank
everyone.
you.
There is something deeply human about wanting to define ourselves and to say,
Yes.
this is who I am, this is what I do, this is where I belong. But today reminds us that not all lives fit into one definition.
True.
Some lives expand, some lives evolve, and some lives require us to step into different roles at different times for different reasons. And maybe that is not something to simplify. Maybe it is something to honor, because to live many lives as a creative is not just about doing more. It is about understanding more, understanding what it means to be seen, and what it takes to make that possible. Understanding both expression and responsibility, both voice and silence. And perhaps the goal is never to choose one over the other, but to learn how to move between them with clarity, with intention, with truth, to know when to step forward and when to step back, to know when to create and when to build, to know when to speak and when to listen. And in that movement, to trust that you are not losing yourself. You are discovering more of who you are. Because maybe the question is not, which one am I? But, can I hold all of this and still be whole? And if the answer is yes, then perhaps that is what it means to live a creative life. This has been Up Next, where ideas, creativity, and culture meet what is coming next. And today we are reminded that what comes next does not always ask us to become something new. Sometimes it asks us to fully step into everything we already are. I am Sarah Henderson. Thank you for listening.